Don't let him put his head down, because then he's going to smell the manure, get distracted, and probably trip on the next pole. So his head has to stay above his knees. And all we're going to do is the same exact thing we did yesterday. But I'll take you through the whole thing, and I have this whole routine written down. And we're going to do the lateral flexion first, okay? So remember, I grab the easiest way for me is hold the buckle, slide my hand down to the red, pull it towards your hip. Yes, now release it. So when you do it, go in the red, in the middle of the red, because you went to the yellow. That's a little too short. Okay, so hold the buckle, grab the middle of the red, lower your hand, pull, release. Yep. Now go the other way. Doesn't matter that his head's still there. You just pull it the other way. Yep. It was stuck on his shoulder. No. You already changed what you did. Sorry. Put it down. It's very hard, but you want to stay consistent. So you picked it up the first time, you slid your hand down. Now you did this. You picked it up and you looked and you're like, red. You're looking for the red, but it's totally different. The red will always be there. Just slide your hand down. Yep. And then release. You have to release when I say. Lower your other hand. Release. Yep. So keep doing it. Go back and forth. Doesn't matter his head's there. Just go. So the reign's getting caught here, and you just keep pulling it. So it's not doing anything. So when he does it, if it's stuck, you got to get the rein in front of his shoulder. Okay. So now try. Slide. Lower your hand. Pull. Release. Let go. In other words. Yep. Now go the other side. Yep. Now lower your hand. Pull. Release. Yeah. And when you release, it's like it's on fire. Because if you release like this, it's not the same as this. So in the beginning, you have to release quick, so he understands. Then as you get better and he knows, it can be slower. But in the beginning, it has to be like it's on fire. Release. Yep. And that time you pulled it up to your chest. So it's always got to be your hip. So hip, lower your other hand. Yep. Okay. So don't wait for him to turn his head. Slide, put your hand down. Okay. That's what you did before, but see, it's changing. So I'm going to stand here. So this one picks up. As soon as your other hand starts sliding down and you got the red, this one goes to his neck. So down, pull, release. Yep. Now switch your hands. Yep. Up, slide down. You got the red. Put it. No. There. That one thing is making a huge difference. Yep. And then release. Let go. Okay. So do it again. So you might have to tie this on a doorknob or a chair and practice. Yeah. But keep going back and forth. Don't worry where his head is. Just do your thing. Lower your hand. Yep. Pull towards your hip. Yep. Release. So do it again. Yep. Lower your hand. Where's your hand?
I'm kind of dyslexic.
It doesn't matter. Yep. Put it on the, yeah. Yep. And the other one. Put it down there. Yep, let go. It has to be on fire, or I can get a lighter. I can light your hand on fire. I cracked myself up. You're like, can't lit my hand on fire. You're like, how'd you learn that quick release? She just came over and went, shh. That was so silly. All right. So just a couple more times. You got it, yes. But it's making yourself, so you might have to write down the steps and read it before you do it. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. So now you're going to do the vertical flexion. So now you're going to just shorten up your reins like you're going to ride, and then hold and wait. So he already put it down, so release. Yep. And then turn his head to get it straight so he's not. Yep, and then just wait for him to pick his head back up, and once he picks it back up, then you hold again. He's like, I'm never picking my head up. Hold, when you pick up, hold, but don't pull back. So just hold, apply pressure, so tight fist, now release. Yep. But look at me for a second. So now I'm going to change it a little bit because this is what happens when we're going to hold, and then your release is just going to be this, not this. Okay, so try it again. So hold. Yeah. Not yet. He changed. Did you release? I saw you move your hand.
I did.
Okay, so just do it again. So hold tight, and then wait. He's probably in outer space, which is okay. So I give him a little bit of time, and if in 10 to 30 seconds they don't, then that was good, yes. So as you're riding, if he gets his head up, you're just going to hold and then just release a little. Because when we're riding, if we release too much, then sometimes their head comes all the way up. Okay, do you want to try it one more time, or are you good? Okay. Now, he's a little bit in outer space. Good. Okay, so now you're going to walk your circles. So if you can, I always start the bad direction. So I would walk forward and then maybe circle around that pole to the right. Bringing your energy up when you want to go. Yeah. So you're just going to focus on making a circle with that pole in the middle of it. And they call it like a 10-meter circle because of the size, and you're just squeezing and relaxing on the right rein when you need to, and you're trying to trace the circle with your eyes so he follows it. You didn't make a full circle, but that's okay. Yeah, so first we're not doing the figure 8. First we're doing a circle. So stay left, because now you're making the left circle. Stay left. You're making the left circle. Yes. So I want you to complete a circle. So that's one full circle. So now you can go off the other way. Because again, you're trying to double everything to the right. So now you're going to the right, and you're going to circle twice around that pole. So don't leave that pole till I tell you. Yep. Lean back a little with your upper body. That's it. And then keep that right leg. Every time you squeeze and relax on that right rein, you push a little bit with your right calf. Okay? And you're trying to give and take and tell him what to do, but then give him a chance to carry himself. So stay around that pole, and then the next time around, you'll change your direction. Yeah, but you're sitting up tall, you're tracing an imaginary circle with your eyes, your weight's right on your seat bones, keep bending him. Now go left. Yeah. And look around your circle. So here you're just going to circle once, and then you'll go back to the other pole. Good. So really concentrate to the right. This is his bad way. So you're making sure he's not leaning on your leg. That's it. That's a good bend. So keep him bending, because there he loses it kind of as he comes by the camera. Now, your left rein, which is soft and nice, is not helping him at all, though. Your hands are like this, and it's right on his neck. So you're trying to get more support on the outside. That's better. Yes. Yep. Because in the long run, circle one more time just so I can talk, but in the long run, we try to ride the horses in the arena from the inside leg to the outside rein, and that what it means is we're trying to push them over, get more of their weight on their outside of their body to balance, because then they're balanced more for us to ride him. Okay, so now you'll come back to the left, and then we're going to start our serpentine. So you'll just kind of loop around the pole and then start heading towards Terry's house. So again, you'll be bending one direction, then bending the other, all the way down to his house, and then at the end, if you can, turn to the right. So you just keep thinking, one rein's bending, one rein's supporting. Same with your leg. One leg is helping to bend, the other one's catching him. Yep. That's good. So all these circles and serpentines can seem very boring, and of course nobody wants to do them, but they'll help to supple your horse. You want to turn to the right at the end. That was to... Yes. So that's okay. So just make one circle to the right up there, because that'll counteract it. Yeah, so just circle and then come back towards me. So it's okay if we forget. You're just like, oh, she said turn right. I'll just turn around again here. Yep. So we're always trying to work that right side more. But the suppling circles, all the lateral work will help separate your horse's leg and make it better balanced to carry you, help it not to pace as much or trot as much. Good. So once you get down here, again, we'll try to turn to the right, so you can always turn early or late to get that in. And when you make the turn, if it's tight, you want to think of leaning back and kind of holding your horse with your reins to help support him. So like right here, lean back, turn your head to the right, look down at Terry's house if you can. That's it. And then serpentine back down there. So any tight turn, even on a trail, you're trying to rock back, hold him to help support him. Okay, so now you'll just do it again. So we're doing this all at a trail walk because this horse was very pacey, so we want to give him a lot of warm-up time. And this is helping, and then again, this serpentine is very important and helpful on the trail, but you have to teach your horse somewhere safe first to do it so they can understand it well and you can practice, and then you can use it on the trail. If you just try using it on the trail and the horse doesn't bend or have any idea, it will not go well. And on the turns, you always lean back, hold your horse, and help him. That was great. Yep. So once you get all the way back down here, we're going to start walking over the poles, but we want to do it to the right. So when you get down here, make your turn wide enough that you can go to the right, and then you'll walk the circle of poles. And I have a stick, so if he's really dull and you need the stick, you just tell me when. Yep. You can go over the pole, it doesn't matter. And you can start the circle of poles wherever you want. It doesn't have to be exact. But as you get to the poles, when you start it, always look for the next pole, not down at the one you're going over, and always lean back and some weight in the stirrups in case they trip. Yep. Then make sure he bends a little bit there. Good. So we're going to walk 3 circles. So this is the start of our first one. In the arena routine, I say make a circle here in the middle and at the end, but we're doing it down here because we want the poles. Yeah, you're doing great. I'm going to fix that pole because it's crooked. Yep, but everything looks great. He's got 4 beats in his trail walk. His headset is very nice and natural. And you look great up there. And if possible, you always try to get to the center of the pole, because if they're on the edge, they only see it out of one eye, and then they might not think it's there and might not pick up their feet and trip. So always get to the center of your poles so they see it well on both sides. Yep, see, I actually shut up. You're doing good. Gaye being quiet is a blessing. Yep, beautiful. Yep, and your legs better. I don't know if it's like the... Yeah, but you're doing good at it. But the leg is back much farther than it was the other day. Yeah. Good. So this is kind of completing our 3rd circle. So what I'm going to have you do is, when you go after that last straight pole, keep going towards Terry's house, and then we're going to leg yield. So you'll go straight, and then once we have them straight, then the hands will go towards the fence, and then we'll be pushing with your right leg over a step, then straight a step, over a step, and then straight a step. Yeah, and don't worry, it doesn't matter if we mess up. We can always do it 100 more times. So get them straight first. Yes. So straight. Now think you're going to bring your hands towards the fence, then your right leg, then go straight a step. Then block them with your left rein and leg. Yep. And then push them over again. Yep. And then go straight and then cut across. So once you cut across, you're going to aim for the other poles on this other side. And then once you're straight, you'll leg yield again. So it's always important to get them straight when we're learning before we start leg yielding. So get them straight. Now you can start to leg yield. And if they're not moving over, another trick is to lean the direction you want to go. So if they wouldn't go left, you lean a little left. Yeah. And support a little bit more with your outside rein, your left rein, because I see a little loop in it. It's not much, but that means your hands push forward. So when you do it over here, come over all these poles because it gives you much more time. Go over those poles. And then you're going to start here for your leg yield. So same thing, you'll aim for those poles over there because then it gives you more time and farther to go. When they get really good, you can do it from the center line. So over and then straight. And then over and then straight. Lean back a little bit. And if he's not moving off your leg, again, you might have to bump him a little. Good. So now you can cut across and then aim for those other poles. So even though we're not you're going to aim for the pole like you're going to go over it. So get him straight towards the pole. That's perfect. Now leg yield. Yep. And then go straight. And then bump his head because he's looking at that horse. Yep. And then push him over again. Very good. Yep. Okay. Do you remember the shoulder in? Because that's next. Yes. Do you need to stop or anything? Okay. Okay. So what we'll be doing is doing it out of that corner. We're going to walk through the corner. As we come out of the corner, we'll have our horse bent. So we're going to have our reins like this, but kind of squeezing on that right rein. This leg will be at the girth. This leg will be behind it. So he's going to come out of the turn. And what you're going to do is look towards the gate or the round pen so your shoulders are turned. You'll keep bending, but push with your outside leg like you're turning. And once his shoulders come off, then you go back to your inside leg and you push him this direction. Just 1 or 2 steps, and then I'll say go straight, and then we'll cut across and try it on the other side. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to learn the difference, like what this is, that's used for as opposed to.
Yeah, so, no, it's not a dumb question. So your leg yield is super helpful. If they're pacing, you can do it. Right? If a bike or something's coming or trees there, you can leg yield them over. That's much more pleasant than just pulling the horse's face over. So I always try, once they learn, to push instead of pull. Or your friend keeps getting close to you, you can leg yield your horse away from them as you're walking, and then they don't even know what you're doing. So those are great things for it. The shoulder in bends them a little bit more, like their shoulders are turned. So it gives more separation. So if they're leg yielding, they're kind of like this. But if they're doing a shoulder in, they're like this. So you'll get a bigger space in between the legs. And so if our horse is really step pacey or pacey, and say you try to leg yield and you're like, that didn't work, then you go to the shoulder in. Or if you know it never works for that horse, you just do the shoulder in instead. So if we went faster, and we'll see if we get there, and I go, he's step pacing, do your shoulder in. We're learning it out of the corner, but you can do it anywhere. You're like, oh, turn him like this, push him with this leg. Oh, that's good. Then I go straight. So as soon as they gate right, I let them go straight, and then I release.
So I'm still kind of doing the same movement, like this is, they're moving over towards the outside.
Well, his shoulders, for your shoulder in, the shoulders are coming in. So for your leg yield, you're going forward and over. But for your shoulder in, the shoulders actually are coming in more and the hindquarters going out. So it's not exactly the same. One's straight and one's more diagonal.
Well, so with the reins, though, I'm still...
Oh, yes, the reins are very similar. At some point, you might have seen me riding Tilly. Sometimes you'll see me do this with my reins. It means I was trying to correct the horse. So I had them bent and turned, and then they might have went too much towards the fence, so I pulled them this way, and then I put my hands back.
Okay.
I don't expect you to do all that, but that's why I was doing it.
Okay.
Good luck. All right, so you'll try it out of that corner. And again, it doesn't matter if we mess up the first couple of times. It's all just learning and figuring it out. So, but you want to think you're pushing them up in the corner. You'll be looking towards the round pen. Turn your shoulders. Yep, push them off the rail with your outside leg. So open your right rein more towards me. Because you turned his head to the left instead of to the right. Does that make sense? So we'll skip that one and cut across, and we'll try it out of this next corner. So bend him as you're going across because it helps you get ready. Yep, and then make sure your hands are level. Okay, now you're going to start looking at my shed. So you'll turn your shoulders toward, get your hands level. Now he's off. Now push with the inside. He's in the correct position. Just turn his head more to the right. So you started it and then you went straight. So it's okay. Just try it at that next corner. Yeah. It's better. It's just you're lifting your right hand too much. Yes. So your hands you're like this. It depends what's happening at that moment. So if he's bending too much, you can open it. Or if you can't get him over, you can open it and then go back to bending. So it's not like it's one permanent thing. Yeah, it's like your legs. You pushed him with your right. Now he went too far to the left, so you take the right leg off and push him with the left. All right, so try it again. But his head should always be looking to the inside when you do it. Now, he's not paying any attention, and he could have tripped over the pole. So anytime you go towards a pole, he has to pay attention. Lower your right hand. Look at the round pen. Yep. Now, stop for a second. Yep. So you're doing everything right, except you're way too tense. So as you came around the corner, this is how you did it. And so he went like this. I can't move. I'm going slower. You're too heavy in your hands. Yeah, you're doing the right movement, but you're pulling too hard. Yes. So now try it again. So go straight, and then try it again, still this direction. So try it right here. So turn like you're going the round pen. Lean back. Yep. So that means you turned him too much. You know that? So try it again. Yeah. So look at the round pen. Turn his head slightly right. Turn his head more right. Now keep your hands a little to the left with your right leg. Yeah, now cut across. Okay, so now stop straight. Stop him straight. And I want you to think. So if you have a question, you ask me, because you started off pretty good, now it's going downhill. So think, do you have any questions, or it's just practice? Okay. So again, it's hard, but as you come around the turn, the horse should already be bent. If you have not bent the horse around the turn, it makes it twice as hard. So as you go forward, you want to be bending him. So when you get to the turn, he's already bent, and then all you're thinking is, look where I want to go. So you look across, bring your shoulders, use the outside leg to push him off, and then inside leg push him that way as your hands go like this. But try it again, it's hard. Takes a lot of coordination. That's exactly how it is for the horse. Now you know how they feel. So right now, he should be bent, and you should be looking at my shed. A little less inside rein. Pull it towards the same hip, your right hip. Turn his head more. See how his head's looking the wrong way? So stop. Stop. Don't go any forward. Hang on. Just listen. So stay, no. Get your reins back. Okay, so hold your horse's head straight. Make him go straight. See how it's looking to the left? Okay, now turn his head to the right. Don't move. Turn his head right. Nope. Okay. So let go of your rein. So you do that rein. Let go. Okay. Get his head straight. So pull left. Okay. Now, just follow me. I'm going to pull it a little to the right. That's all I had to do. And then I released. You're going like this, and then you're starting to do this. And now he starts pulling back. So all I'm doing is turn his head a little, then I release it because he's holding it. So you try. Get his head straight to start. Make sure your reins are even.
So it's like
Relax. Breathe. Okay. Relax everything. I'm going to do it with you, okay? So we're just going to concentrate on this rein. We're going to turn his head a little. Release. Release. Okay. Now straighten his head back out. Okay. Now we're going to turn it. Now either you're holding that rein too much or he's spacing out. I don't know which it is. So we're going to turn, get his head turned. Now release. Release. So your problem, which I can't fix, it has to be practice, is you do it correct and you don't let go. So then he pulls back. So you have to ask him, like we did with the lateral flexion, and then release for a second. You can just open your fingers just a little, but it's hard to do all that at the same time.
So this rein is going.
This rein is just supporting, not pulling that hard.
Yeah.
It's just like this. Yes. And if you can't do it, I'll give you a stick, and we hold the stick so you can keep your hands even. Yes. So it supports, but his head should never look this way and a shoulder in. A shoulder out, yes, because that's out. But it should always be that way, then release. Do it, release. Do it, release. Yes. Yes. Okay, but try it again. So even now, his head should be straight and it's turned left. So that either means you're pulling left or he's just turning it left. Don't raise your hand up. Yep. So every time you do it, release for a second afterwards if he has done it. If he hasn't done it, you can add more pressure. So he should be bending and he's looking left. Lower your hand. Lower your hand. Look at the round pen. Release. Try it again. Pull his head right. More. Pull his head right to the inside. Release. Okay, stop. Did they teach you an indirect rein? Where you come against their neck towards your opposite hip? Because that's what you're kind of doing.
Yeah, well,
And you're pulling on.
so I was told to pull up like this.
Yeah. No, don't do that. Can imagine if I was riding and you saw me doing this. It looks completely ugly. So when you do it, pull this, here, let go of this rein. Pull this hand towards this hip. Pull this hand towards this hip. Pull this hand towards it. So don't pull it towards that hip for a whole year.
Okay.
Because you got to get the basics first.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So try it again. Because to me it looks like you're going like this. You got your shoulders turned, but everything's tense.
Okay. So it's like this.
Yes. Yes. And you don't need to pull a lot. It could just be a squeeze, but it's going towards the same hip.
Okay.
So we're not going to do what they call an indirect rein. Because at this point it's too much. Okay. So try it again going over there. But remember, as you're going across, try to bend them. So that way he's all set up. But lean back, breathe, roll your shoulders so you relax a little bit, and then think about it. So again, as you do it, right hand will come towards your right hip. Up. That's it. Now go straight. That was your... Go straight. That was your shoulder in. Doesn't matter if you didn't know you were doing it. It's fine. Now don't... Okay, so now it's really bad, though, because he's looking left. That's it. So he can never travel straight and get his body straight until we make him do it. Yeah. So too much. You overdid it. See how he stopped? Yep. And you raised that hand up. So here, next time I wouldn't go over the pole because it's making you cut your corner. So lean back. Think hand towards the same hip. Now release. It's too much. Yep. And if he's taking you in the mounting block, you never look at the mounting block. You look where you want to go. Yep. So I didn't really see it there at all. No, stop. Stop. This is what you just did. Yes, it's on video. Try it again. So you have to, it's hard as you're doing it. You're riding a horse, so it's very difficult. But before you have to do the movement, you have to say right hand, right hip in your head. Yes, that's it, except you're holding it way too long. It should, when you do it, it should be something like 1, 2, release. 1, 2, release. So you're not over bending him. Now release. Yep, now do it again. Pull harder, because now he's staring at that horse. So when there's distractants, you got to pull harder. Yep, and then don't let him turn his head left as you walk down there. Good. That was good. You just corrected your left hand without me saying it. Now his head's still tilted a little to the left, which is normal. Yep. Are you trying to do a shoulder in now? Yeah. Okay. You have to plan, not just wing it. So don't look at that car. Don't get distracted. Worry about your corner. Too much. Too much. Yeah. Okay, stop again. Because you're mixing all the things we did, and that's what horses did too, and you are never allowed to do this ever, because you're pulling on his mouth the whole time I'm coming over to talk. So this rein pulls, and it might have to jerk if he's not paying attention. You're like, pay attention to me. This one just supports. Okay. Yes. So it's okay, but understand this, no matter how frustrating it is, he figured it out without any English, without anybody except me just doing it over and over again. And then when people get mad at the horse, I go, they're smarter than us, because I would not figure it out. So we have to take the time to do it. So we're doing it wrong. He's just responding to what we're doing. Yes. Yes. But when you go through the corners, like I'm bending, don't go anywhere. I'm bending my horse around the corner. I have to really think what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm going to pretend I'm coming off, because sometimes maybe you're thinking too much. So you could just be like, I'm going to do what I normally do to get him off the rail and then change my mind and push him this way. But some of the time you're going like this, so he's going like this. Yeah. All right, so try it again. Level your hands. That's it. Then release. Yep. And again, we only need 1 or 2 steps. It doesn't have to be a whole bunch. But right now, he is cutting in because you're getting closer to the poles. Okay, so start thinking about it now. Level hands. Lower that hand. That's it. Then release. Yep. So when you pull, just pull once or twice or squeeze once or twice and then release, because that might help get us there. Yep. Good. That's much better with your hand. Yeah. Then release, though, because you get tugging and you never let go. So when he does it right, you have to tell him it's right. Even if you have to, like now, if he's distracted, tug hard, but then release afterwards. Don't hold it. Yep. And level your hands. Yes, that's better. That's okay. I would have let him go and just gone straight after that. He can't do it well until you can do it well. So only go for a step or 2. Yeah, and then release. Don't hold it so long. Again, we're just trying to get the idea. It doesn't have to be perfection. And then release. Lean back. Breathe. Yep. Release. Yep. Roll your shoulders back a couple of times. So every time you ride, everyone, like 20, no, let's say 10 steps, roll your shoulders to try to relax them. Good. Now release. Yep. And if you got to bump them, but then release afterwards. There you go. That's better. There you're kind of hanging on them a little. That's better. Okay. So now just go straight. No more shoulder in, okay? Okay. The next thing I want you to do when you're ready is stop them and back them up 5 steps. Lean back. Look over his head at Terry's house. And then you'll apply pressure, then your leg. You'll lean back. Stop looking at his head. Lean back to give him the cue. Then release. Yep, and then ask him again. So it's release, then give him the cue. Release, give him the cue. Release, give him the cue. You're about 5 seconds too slow. So look at me for a second. So you are doing everything I'm saying. It's just too slow. So it should be this. Release. Yep. Keep going. Release. And again. Okay. So now try it with releasing, but not so big, because it takes you too long. So what I want you to do is pull. Don't move your hands. Just after you pull, open your fingers a little. Then apply your fingers again. Lean back. Release. Now go again. Quicker. Yep, quicker. There you go. There you go. Now tell him he's a good boy and take a break for a minute. So let him have his reins. And that's how the horses feel. So just so you know, with training and stuff, when they start acting up, that's what they're feeling inside. It's like it's too much information and they have it all stuck together. So that's why, like, when I do the turn on the forehand, I teach that and I do it for weeks before I do the turn on the haunches. Because if I teach both, they go like this. Because they don't know which way to go. So it's the same thing. You just try to get it a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, but that was much better than what you were doing before.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, yesterday I seemed to get it.
But that's okay. That's just the learning thing. We get it, we don't get it. We get it, we don't get it. And then all of a sudden, we might not get it. It's horrible. And then we get it, we get it, we get it. And it goes to crap. And then we get it, and we know it. And that's how they learn too. So I always tell people, they'll have good days and bad days, and you think they're being a jerk. They're just totally confused because we're unclear. Yes. So, good. So now he's playing around. He's bored because he's eating the rein. So now it's time to go back to work. So what we're going to do, though, is do the turn on the forehand, and then we repeat everything the other direction. So get yourself organized, get the reins the same, and then when you're ready, we're going to go left rein, left leg, and you're going to look at the trailer and then my shed. I think your reins are they the same? There. Okay. So look at the trailer. Always use your eyes first, and then a little rein, and then all leg. Lean back a little bit, then look at the shed. Keep bopping them with your left leg. Lean back more. Lean back more. Yep. He's only going into the fence because it just means we had to hold him and lean back more. You're leaning forward, actually. So straighten him out. Don't look at his head. Look at the shed. Doesn't matter what his head does. It won't fall off. If it does, I'm out of here because I'll be screaming. Okay, now you're going to walk the poles 3 times. Ignore his head. You look where you want to go, and you go forward. Yep. Now steer him. Yes. And again, he might have got the whole playing with the bit thing because he learned it distracted you, and then he got more breaks. So you're going over the poles. But again, every time a horse makes mistakes, think of these things. Like I said, go over the poles, you miss the poles. The horse does the same thing. We tell them to leg yield, they don't do it the first step. It's okay. Good. So we're making 3 circles over the poles. And again, don't feel bad. We all make mistakes. That's why you're here. It will get better. But this is just the normal learning process. It stinks. We hate it. But we have to go through it to get to the other side. Yep. And just remember, keep looking at the next pole. Wherever you are, your eyes are on the next pole, not the one you're going over, and you're always leaning back in case they stand on the pole or trip. Yeah. If they ever do trip, I lean back as far as I can, like my head to their tail if I can, and I shove my feet forward to push against so I don't fall off. You're doing great. He is the cutest. Now keep your eyes on the next pole. Keep bopping him. Don't let him stop because he's going to the bathroom. Yeah. So that was a little test. He slowed down and he's like, is she going to let me do it? Because Gaye does it. And you see, even though I have reprimanded him, he's like, with her, I think I might be able to. So it doesn't matter if they're perfect, they will test every single person who's riding them. Yeah. They're just like men. Let's see what they can get away with. Okay. Is this your second or third circle? I messed up, so I can't remember. Okay. So once we get to the other side, we'll go straight over the poles and then we'll leg yield. I feel bad for your horses at home. They're going to have to practice all this. Flyboy went away and we got more work somehow. Good. So now you'll concentrate going straight over the poles and then leg yielding back towards the fence with your left leg. Good. So over a step, then straight a step. Yep. Good. And then once you get all the way over, then cut across and try it on the other side. That was good. And the good thing is, when you go their bad direction first, then it makes it easier to go this way, so it gives you a little bit of a break when you're tired and your brain's fried. Oh, look at the poles. Aim at the poles, because we're going to leg yield. Yeah. Good. Then when you're ready, start to push them over, then go straight. Yeah. You have this down pretty good, and this is difficult. Good. So we have to do it just one more time on each side. Yeah, that was great. Now he's browsing a little bit. So yes, very good. Good. So after the gate, you'll turn and walk over those two poles before you do your leg yield. Yeah, but your upper body, all that looks quite good. Before you started this direction, I would just try to bring your left leg back a little bit more, because if you don't, his shoulders might get there first. Very good. And then again, you'll cut across and do it one more time on this other side. Good. Yeah, very nice. Good. Okay. All right. So now we're going to try our shoulder in. Okay. So we're going to kind of go back to the circle or staying at this end of the arena. You can, if you want, just walk through the turns and not do it, but just think about what you'll have to do the next time if that helps. Yeah. But remember, you'll look across, bring your left shoulder back towards his tail. Yep. And then, again, every time you do it, you'll hold, then release. Hold, and then release. Yep. You're going to twist at the waist just a little bit more. Yes, like that. Yep, that's it. Good. And again, once you feel you kind of did it, one or two steps, then release. Very good. See? Much easier this way. Good. So we'll just try it a couple more times. And every horse has a better direction. Every human has a better direction. You got to bring your shoulder back just a little more, just twisting at the waist. Yep. And then remember, always look across the diagonal, because it turns your body, but just by turning your head. That looks pretty. Yep. Good job. Lean back just a little, and then don't forget to release. That's okay. So look at my shed. That's it. Yes. Good. Now just go straight. That's fine. So now we're done with the shoulder in. That was good enough. Now you're going to pick 2 different spots. They can be anywhere where you're going to stop and back him up. And remember, you'll lean back, you're going to hold, leg, release, and then immediately pick back up. It's a good thing for a one range stop. Just talk to him, and then I'd lower your hand because you don't want to create any energy. Lower the hand that you're holding. That's it. So you're trying not to create any energy. I wonder who put that on, the idiot. That was me. I don't know why it came in. No, it was me. I put the reins on. I just wanted to see if you could rock without them. I must not have, seated it. That's my excuse, but let me check the other one. Or he did it with his, maybe he did it with his tongue. Okay, they're both buckled. Okay, all right, so now you're going to back up when you're ready. Yes. Yeah, so take your time, think about it before you go. But the first thing is kind of lean back so he knows. And then add your leg, look over his head, lean back more, much more. Yeah, and then you don't forget to release with your fingers. Look over his head. You have to lean back even more. Yep, so hand and then leg. Yep. And if you're tired, you might have to lean back more. You might have to wiggle your legs. So now come forward and just try it in another spot. She's trying to free herself. Yeah, so you pick another spot and you just try it again. It's okay. Yeah, so think lean back, way back first. More than that. Make it obvious. There you go. Now use your right leg and rein. I would use my right leg and rein to straighten him out, not my left one. Yeah, lean back more. Lean back and apply your leg if he's not going. There you go. Now I would stop. That was good. Now he goes on break time, so give him a break. What? So, remind me. Yeah, so you can either do it this way and then the other way, or you could just walk and turn and go back the other way. Whichever you want to do. Don't shorten your reins up. Make sure they're even, because one was getting down by the yellow. Yep. And then remember, focus, don't stare at his head. Okay, were you trying to do a turn on the forehand there? Because you used your right rein and leg, but you can't. And I'm going to tell you why, because people don't get it. So when you do a turn on the forehand and you're by the fence, you always have to turn this way. Yes, and the reason why is if you try to turn the other way, which it looked like, their butt goes into the fence. So then what they do is the turn on the haunches. So when I do turn on the forehand and I'm in an arena, forehand goes towards the fence, turn on the haunches goes in. You turn the other way. So that's just why, so it clears it up. Okay. Yes. Okay, so try it again. Lean back and use your eyes. Now, you have a stick, so if he's not turning, tap him with the stick. There, that was good. Okay. So now you're going to flat walk this direction around the poles. Okay. So you're going to walk, try to get him up to a fast walk, and when you think it is fast enough for a flat walk, you have to tell me. And it doesn't matter if you pass or fail, it's just try to help you develop feel of the speed. Yes. Do you have it yet? Yeah, you've had it for a while. So you're good. It's just keeping it, breathing. If any of that makes you nervous, breathe. And don't go any faster when energy is coming by. So if he floors that ATV, don't be giving any leg. Very good. Yep. And remember, if he gets his head too cockeyed or turned, try not to pull back. Just open the rein to fix it, because if you pull back, it will slow him down. So that's when I just use the open rein to correct it, and I keep going forward. Now he slowed down a little too much. Yeah. There you go. Don't go any faster. Lean back. Otherwise, good. Really good. Lean back, pull, stop, back up. Back up. Don't look at his head. Keep going backwards. Keep going backwards. Keep going. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Now stand still. Breathe. Now go right back to work like it never happened. Yep. And slowly increase your speed. Don't try to jump right back into it, or they'll go too fast. But that was good. Because again, I can't correct it if it doesn't happen to you. Good. That's a good speed. Yeah. So there, he kind of was aiming at the gate. I would have just opened that right rein a little, but otherwise it was fine. Yeah. And remember, once in a while, just roll your shoulders. Try to relax your arms and your shoulders. Open your right rein if he's not turning or getting too close to the fence. Just open it and then bump him with the left leg. Your speed's good. Your flat walk is good. So remember, as you get by the gate, you might have to open the rein, if it happens, because that's where he plays around. Like right here, I'd open it to the side. And when I mean open it, I mean like pull it towards me. Okay. That was good. Now he slowed down right after I said good. He's like, thanks. I'll slow down now. Yep. The sneezing is good. Remember that. Yep. That's fine with his head. Go on. Don't go any faster, but get his attention back on you. That's it. Yep. Perfect. That's all you got to do. Now you can hear the ATV coming, so you want to breathe, keep your energy down, or talk to them, because you never know what they're coming around with. Good job, buddy. Just like that, a horse running by. For once I can videotape the things going on. Good. Okay, so keep going, and what I want you to do is when you think he's walking well, he's paying attention, we're going to stop and do another turn on the forehand, and then we're going to go the other way. But we never, we're always trying to stop when they're doing the right thing, or otherwise we're stopping, backing, or giving a hard job if they're doing something bad. But your flat walk's great. Very impressed with the trainer. Okay, now a pole's there, but it looks like you have enough room to do it. So remember, look where you want to go and pull that hand kind of towards the same hip, not across his neck, and then all leg. And if he doesn't go, kind of bop him with the leg. Look towards the round pen. Keep bopping them. Good. So now you're going to flat walk this way. So you flat walk the other way 5 minutes. That was great. Okay. So again, this is your easier direction. So I forgot to remind you. So in this direction, again, he might drift to the right, to the fence. So when you ride this direction, to help you, especially if you're tired, stay a little more to the inside or closer to the pole. So if he drifts, you still won't hit the fence. All right. And then when you're ready, there you go. No more than that. Breathe, because again, the breathing can slow him down without having to pull on him. That's good. Now you just got to keep it. But every time you get by his stall or the gate, they might slow down. Yeah. And if he's looking around, think just pull the rein open, so you correct him and then leave him alone. Bojangles. He's over there playing with his feet. Yes. Now there he got a little slower because I was talking or we weren't paying attention. So he's ignore his head, think forward. That's good. And then the head stops. You're doing great. He's nice and relaxed. Remember to roll your shoulders once in a while. Good. So you relax, and he got slower. That's okay. Then we just push him again. But that means he's listening to you. So fantastic. Yeah, and remember, stay a little closer to the poles. Yep. That way he can't bop you into the fence. If he ever does get you too close to the fence and your leg's going to hit it, turn their head to the fence. It makes their butt go away from it. It's the opposite of what we think to do. Good. So stay right around those poles. So again, if he's drifting, you open the left rein, apply your right leg or your outside leg. Your flat walk is great. Yeah. You're doing great. Still good. Good. Very good. Lean back just a little. Anytime you have a problem, he's drifting or messing with you, think of lean back because you'll be stronger to help him. He's getting just a tiny bit slower. That's good. Yep. Up. Breathe. Good job. He slowed down again. So just a little stick or just a little leg. So some of them, when I'm riding them, I use a lot of the stick instead of my leg because when I use my leg, they jump forward and go too fast. So if that keeps happening, then when they slow down, I just wave the stick. Lean back a little. So I try to figure out like which one is working and how much pressure to put on them to get the right response. Breathe. Yep. Anytime he does that, open your mouth and breathe. Your speed's good. As long as he doesn't get slower, it's fine. That's okay. Just open the rein if he cuts in too much. Breathe. Lean back. Good. Okay, now I'd stop. Whoa. Because he's good. And then give him a break.